We are live, Shano, and we're back with a little wardrobe change here. I'm wearing the Brazilian national team there. And the reason why I'm doing that, Shano, is because the World Cup draw just came out. And I'll tell you, they have what's called groups of death and stuff like that. I'll tell you who the group of death is right now. England, Group L.
Who else is in there? England and who?
Oh, England's done. England plays like Croatia. They're done. I don't even want to go through the whole thing, but it's just they're done.
The only group I saw was I thought USA's group didn't look terrible.
Yeah,
for USA.
How did USA? So lucky, and you know who else got lucky is Argentina again. Every single time, sick of it. No, Brazil's got a shot. Spain was lucky, but group of death, it's got to be England. Group L. They expanded it. Stop expanding things. Okay.
They're always trying to expand it. Remember they're expanding the NCAA tournament too, where they want to. Leave it alone. Leave it alone, people. Leave it alone. If something works, don't change it.
Yeah. I tell people that all the time, but you know. As you can see here in the background, we have of course the Friday games, which is the JMU, the Sun Belt. We have, of course, the Mountain West game that's going on, the MAC that is currently going on. You can see that right there, folks, on the bottom and the ticker. The ACC, of course, is tomorrow. SEC is tomorrow. We're going to be covering those shortly. But yeah.
Yeah, we have 4 games going on right now. Current update, Boise State's up 7-0. Tulane, North Texas are tied right now. James Madison's up by 3, 17-14 against Troy. And Kennesaw State's up 7-0 at halftime against Jacksonville State for Conference USA. Those are your 4 FBS games on right now, currently.
There you go. So again, this is what we're doing here is we usually have the wise man here, but he's a little under the weather. But he did send his pick. So matter of fact, why don't we cover that first? We're going to be covering the Big Ten. And let's see here. Oops. As you can see here, Shano, we've got the Big Ten. It's Indiana Hoosiers taking on Ohio State Buckeyes. And this is what I love about Ola Comics, man. They take care of us all the time. If you're watching it live, you can see it on your screen right now. We've got the poster there. Indiana +4 at -105. Ohio State -4. Moneyline, you can see he's got it all set up for us there, Shano. Moneyline, he's got the under, the over. Odds are subject to change. ATS record 12-0. I mean,
both of them are 12-0 against the spread. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
That is crazy. You never see that.
No,
I mean, that's insane. That is insane.
So let's see here. I think it was just the record. Maybe that it's their record, not ATS record. It's their record.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They're both undefeated. Yeah.
Yeah, they're both undefeated. So again, it's the chaps over in England. They don't really know that much. So, you know, we're trying something new. Shano, we're trying something new. So, you know. But let's get to the wise man's pick. The wise man, of course, is taking. Let's pull this up here. He's taking for the championship game in the Big Ten. Shano, he is going with Indiana +4.5. That's where he got it in at -110. And his reasoning, of course, is very simple. Ohio State doesn't care about this game. Their 2 goals this season were very simple in order. Beating Michigan, which is the wise man's favorite team, which they did last week.
Yep.
And which was one of his picks, which he won. And the second thing is in defending the national championship. So this is no big deal there, Shano. We bring us back here. Mm-hmm.
I could see that reasoning. I mean, that's like kind of the one disadvantage of playing these conference championship games is that everybody else that's going to be in the playoffs is kind of getting like a bye week here, getting an extra week of rest. And you still have to fight and going into this, right?
Yeah.
You're risking one of your stars getting injured or hurt or something like that. So it's like a good thing to win the championship, your conference championship for sure. But at the same time, it's not always an advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So that is, of course, his Big Ten pick. Usually he goes into detail about it, but I think maybe he's having maybe Sparty's taking care of him. I don't know what he's doing over there, but he'll definitely will be back. He has agreed to do some college basketball now. He did make it public last week, Shano, that his wife is expecting his third child. So congratulations to the wise man's family. She is, I believe, being induced later this month. So we wish him the very best, and of course his family and his wife. So we definitely been there, done that. You know what I mean? But yeah, Shano, let's look at the other stuff here. Let's look at your first thing. Did you want to go ACC or SEC first?
Let's do ACC first because I can't bet on it.
Exactly. So we'll bring that up.
So if you guys don't know, we're in the state of Virginia here. We're right outside DC. But we can't bet on Virginia teams in Virginia.
Right.
So that's a state law. But Virginia is in the ACC championship game here, and they are playing Duke, your favorite school there. Your school.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this, it's my wife's favorite school.
just to get on your nerves?
Yeah. Well, you know why? It's because here's the weird thing. Chano, as we come back here. The weird thing is, if the Dukes of JMU, who are currently playing right now, they're only up by 3. If they win, my friends, the Mormon, we'll talk about them later. I love the Mormons. Okay. But if JMU wins and that other school 8.5 miles from the great Chapel Hill, okay, I don't want to, starts with the same D word, whatever. If they win, JMU's in.
Yeah.
But I don't see what the point is because their coach is leaving, so.
That's true.
Wife is mad about that.
At least he's still coaching them, unlike Kiffin. Just
That's
leave
true.
Him.
That's true. That's true.
Right?
That's true. That's true. That's true. But let's go back to your pick there in ACC.
Okay, so Virginia and Duke already played once this year. They played in mid-November. Virginia beat them 34-17. It wasn't a close game at all. And they beat them 34-17, and Duke, and that's what Duke, they got an interception in the fourth quarter and returned it for a touchdown. So if you take that away, they really beat them 34-10.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a one-sided game to me. Virginia definitely handled them. Duke is not very good defensively. They are 131st in college football against the pass. They're 111th in total defense. Where UVA, their quarterback, Chandler Morris, is really good. They can throw the ball really well, and their top 25 offense in college football, while he's in games he's played, if he sat out one game because of a concussion. But if you take out that game, they are a top 25 offense in NCAA total offense, and they're in the top 30 for passing offense. So they can pass the ball. They're going to move the ball at will, I think, against the Duke Blue Devils here. I think the spread should be more than this. I'm taking the Cavaliers -3.5.
Cavaliers -3.5. Wow. It has now come down here, Shano, to -3, which is even better. Now,
who's got that?
Now, I'm going by what producer Mark, you know what he does. You know how he does that. But, Shano, let's pull that up. I'm sorry, it moved. He got it in at -3. So it changed this afternoon.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good place to get. The best place that I can see it is -3.5. BetMGM's got it at -105 right now.
Ooh.
At -3.5.
Okay.
FanDuel also has it at -3.5. That's at -120 though. All the other books have it at -4. So it's starting to move that way. So jump on it quick. Get the Cavaliers now before it starts moving more points against you. But I think the Cavaliers win easily here against Duke. I think they're the better overall team.
Yeah. Does that mean you might have to make a trip over across the bridge there? I'm just saying.
When we get done here, go over there, play some blackjack games.
Business is business. You know how that is. Yeah. So it is. If you do go, my friend, let me know. But be careful, okay? Because it's snowing. We don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Virginia does win that. I recently visited Virginia, UVA. Not really a fan, to be honest, but on our way to see Bucky and then JMU as they're playing behind us. But yeah, I think UVA needs this win. I don't think Duke should not even be in this title game. The only team that should be in this title game,
Miami,
is Miami.
Yeah.
Which I'm going to bring up right now in my Big 12 pick. Listen, business is business. Now, Shana, you and I talked about this in our previous video in our Survivor pick in the NFL. I know it was college football, and we talked about that when we talked about Kiffin earlier this week. But Mormons, you know I love you, but you know what? Business is business, okay? So I have to tell you right now that when it comes to business, okay, we pulled this up here. I understand the spread is pretty big. It's hard to beat a team twice, okay? That being said, I'm sorry, I will take BYU plus 12. That's the good news. The bad news is you're not winning this game. The reason why you're not winning this game is because Texas Tech, their defense is amazing. That's one. Second, I need you to lose, so take a fall. You know, like when where there's like a promoter, Don King, the great Don King, always goes into the locker room and says, "Hey, here is $1 million to, and you go down in the second round." Okay. I need you to take a fall here, my friends, because if you do, I've got Miami to make the playoffs at at 10-1. 10-1, Shano. I put a unit on it. 10-1. We need that to hit. I think that if BYU loses, and I think they still need. I think Miami still needs a little bit of help. But look, if you look at their resume, Notre Dame, I don't understand how they're in. I really don't, especially with the team.
Miami beat Notre Dame.
Miami beat Notre Dame, and they blew out the same competition that Notre Dame went the distance with. I'm just saying, okay? Yep. When it came to NC State, etc. I think Miami's got a really good shot. We won't know until Sunday, right before the NFL kickoff at 1:00 is when we were going to be told this. Give me BYU one more time, plus 12.5 at minus 108.
I like it. The BYU Cougars have been like your darling team there in the Big 12. They've been winning you a lot of money over there.
A lot of money.
So hopefully they cover and win us some more money. I think the only thing that's really holding Miami back is their two losses were pretty bad losses. They lost to Louisville and SMU. I mean, both those teams aren't bad though.
Right.
Louisville was ranked in the top 25 at one point during the season this year, and then SMU. I was higher on them coming into this year than what they actually did this year. I thought they had a pretty good squad. They had a lot of returning players from last year, and last year they were in this ACC championship game. SMU was. So, yeah. But I think that's what's holding Miami back is those two losses. But, yeah, they beat Notre Dame head-to-head, and like everybody's saying Notre Dame needs to be in. If they need to be in, then Miami definitely needs to be in for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So, yeah, we won earlier 5 units on BYU. And I got emails, I got text messages like, you're crazy. I told you to put the mortgage on it, and it hit.
Yeah.
Then I said 3-1, or I said 3
easily
units.
Covered too. Easily covered. Easily covered.
Yeah, it was done after the first. As soon as they kicked off the ball, it was done. Okay. Then I did a 3-unit play last week. I kind of got the over and under mixed up on the wrong teams. My bad. Got some new prescription glasses, so we'll fix that. Yeah, I think this is too many points. 12.5 is a lot. BYU learned from their mistakes. I think they're a little shell-shocked. It's freshman quarterback, yada, yada, yada. It's going to be close. It's an 8:00 game. we're going to be at Glory Days covering the UFC 323 fights. So we'll keep an eye on that. But give me BYU in the Big 12 championship game plus 12.5 at minus 108. Shano, you're up with your final pick in the SEC.
SEC, big game here. Alabama, Georgia rematch. So if you remember earlier in the season, Bama, they beat Georgia in Georgia and ended a 33 home game winning streak. That was back in September of this year. So yeah, Georgia won 33 games in a row at home without losing. I mean, that's an incredible streak. Bama ended it. Very close game, though. It was a 3-point game. That being said, I think Bama was a little bit motivated there because that was not the week after, but 2 weeks after they lost to Florida State in week 1, very early in the season. Bama is rolling right now too. It's a little scary, but I called this back in August. I said Georgia was going to win the SEC. I'm doubling down. Give me Georgia. I'm not going against my pick. We called that back in August. Remember when we did our predictions?
3-1.
Georgia is going to win it. I can't go away from it. I'm staying with it. Give me Georgia minus. I think it's like minus 1.5 on some books.
Yeah.
So give me Georgia minus 1.5. I'm not going away from my pick. I'm doubling down from the SEC prediction we made back in the first week of August. Not going away from that. Give me UGA. UGA will be there. It's in Atlanta. They're playing at the Falcon Stadium. That's pretty much Georgia's backyard.
Yep.
Right. Give me Georgia. Georgia. Winning the SEC. Let's go.
Now, Shana, we'll take a small little break here because I want to ask you, because, we always talk about food. Have you ever been to Atlanta before?
Yes.
So you've been to the Varsity.
To where?
The Varsity?
No, I've never been to the Varsity.
Is that what it's called?
I've never been there.
Okay, I thought it was called the Varsity.
What's the Varsity?
The Varsity it's like a hold on, I'm going to look it up. I think it's called the Varsity. It's right.
Sounds like a gentleman's club. Is that what it is?
No. That's Vegas. I mean,
they have a lot of those in Atlanta. I'll tell you that.
Wait a minute. How would you know? The Varsity in Atlanta. It's in Atlanta. It's a hot dog. It's a nice. It's called the Varsity. The Varsity.
Yeah, I've never been there.
Okay.
I'll have to ask my friend about it. I have one of my best friends I've known since 5th grade. He lives just outside of Atlanta, so I've been there. I've been down there a bunch. Okay. And but I've never been there. I'll have to ask him about it next time I go down and see him. Maybe check it out.
The Varsity is downtown Atlanta. It is the world famous location. Opened in 1928. Now, my brother-in-law. I love my brother-in-law. My brother-in-law. This is the last time I went to it was the Georgia Dome at the time. It's no longer. Same location, but you know what I mean. So I was dating my wife. I think I was dating. I have to double check on that one. They were taking on the Seminoles of Florida State. I think I was dating her, and he went to that organization. No. Excuse me. It was not Florida State. It was Clemson. And Tennessee. And we watched it, and my father-in-law was there, my brother-in-law was there, I was there, and we drove. We're like, okay, hey, we got 4 tickets. He was a student at the time because he graduated from the University of Tennessee. And he went there, and he went to the Varsity. It was right outside. We had this hotel. We go right outside. And they tell you straight up, hey, what do you have? And he got the hot dog and all, but he didn't really have a good experience at the game as Clemson really beat him. My father-in-law, before he became my father-in-law, he got really angry. He was super into, University of Tennessee, but not a good day for the Lady Vols or whatever. What's his name? Smokey, Jokey,
Smokey?
Rocky Flop, whatever his name is. Yeah.
Good old Rocky Top.
Whatever.
This Georgia Alabama game, if you want a secondary pick, I kind of like the under in this game too. Between these two teams, it's not usually a very high scoring game. The game they played earlier this year, they hit the under by 9 points. It was 9 points under the under. So the under's not a terrible bet here either. But my main pick, I'm going Georgia. We called it back in August. I'm not going away from it, people.
Okay, so you're not hedging this.
No, not hedging. No.
Hedging's
not
only
hedging
for gardeners.
What do you say? Hedging's for gardeners?
Yeah, hedging's for gardeners. Okay.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Give me Georgia. Give me Georgia. We called it way back then. I'm sticking with it.
Aga. There's another game that's happening on Saturday, but before we get to that, any updates on the Friday games? JMU's still hanging on, up by 3.
JMU's at halftime, 17-14 JMU. Kennesaw State, Jacksonville State. Kennesaw State's up 10-0. Boise State's up 14-0. Second quarter just started, I believe. Yeah, second quarter just started. They're up 14-0. And then you got Tulane is beating North Texas 14-7 right now.
They must have just scored.
I got the Boise State game on my TV over here.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, the other college championship game tomorrow is the MAC. The MAC tomorrow.
The MAC.
Miami versus Western Michigan.
That's right.
You got any bets for that one?
No, I do not. The wise man chimed in here. He's at dinner. Can't be there. Go Hoosiers. Yes, we did say that. Hoosiers. The question is he having dinner with Sparty? That's the question. Who's he having dinner with? You mentioned the MAC there, Shano. It's up. Miami, Ohio at +2.5, taking on Western Michigan at -1.5. It can go either way. I don't like when they do the points like that, -1.5, I don't like that. Just might as well just take it money line.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I just took Georgia -1.5, so.
Yeah, well.
I don't like it +1.5.
Well, right. I'm saying if it was plus, forget the point.
Yeah.
I don't need a 1.5.
Yeah, what's +1.5 going to do for you? I mean, I could help you potentially, but I mean, realistically, most games are won by more than a point. So, I agree with you 100%. 100%. I'm going to go on a limb here. I'm going to say Miami of Ohio wins tomorrow. I'm taking the underdog. They're at +120 right now. I'm looking at it on odds trader.
Okay. Miami, Ohio.
Obviously, I don't follow the MAC very well, so don't quote me on that, guys.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Are you leaning this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been following the ACC and SEC all year, so I'm pretty confident in those ones. But Miami's +120 right now, money line. Kind of like because I think this is pretty much a coin flip game. I'm just looking at a quick look at their statistics and stuff here.
Right.
And if it's a coin flip game, I'll take the one with the better odds.
There you go.
Yep, they're at +120 at BetMGM. Man, every other book +105, Bet365, Bet Rivers +104, FanDuel +106. So BetMGM is by far the best place to get that.
Well, Shana, let me ask you this. I tell you what, I'll get up early and I'll go to MGM. Do you want me to put a bet on UVA?
Are you going to go there?
I'll go.
If you're going, yeah, put it on there. Put like a unit down for me.
We'll talk offline to because we're going to see each other on Saturday anyway. I'll bring you the slip.
Yeah.
Let's recap here. We'll go with the SEC first. We'll bring that up. There it is. Georgia at the Clemson Tide. However, even though Crimson Tide, even though that Alabama is the home team, it's taking place in Atlanta.
About an hour outside of Athens, where Georgia plays.
Yeah.
So it's right in Georgia's backyard. I mean, the SEC title game is always there every year.
Right.
So it's not surprising that it's there. But yeah, we called that back in August. We said Georgia's winning the SEC. I'm sticking with my pick. Georgia's winning the SEC. Take Georgia.
Georgia. The wise man.
They're at -1.5 right now. So take that -1.5.
Lock it. The wise man, of course, has the Big Ten. He is, of course, taking the Indiana Hoosiers at +4.5. It's now gotten down to +4 at -105. That is I like that bet. And I understand his logic there. Ohio State was there for two things. One, to defeat Michigan, which they did. And they almost planted another flag on there. I saw a lot of coaches stop them and say, hey, man, what are we doing? So that is definitely great. And of course, they're looking to defend their title. I'll move to the Big 12. The Big 12, of course, I am taking the BYU Cougars at plus 12.5. I think it's too many points. I think they learned from Texas Tech. However, I need Texas Tech to win. Texas Tech to win. Definitely, you're not going to make any money if you're going to go minus 5.25 there. But BYU will be there at Glory Days as we cover the UFC 323. So give me BYU plus 12.5. And then, Shano, your final pick in the ACC.
ACC, we talked about this. Virginia and Duke played early in the year. Virginia beat them 34-17, and that's with Duke getting an interception return for a touchdown late in the fourth quarter. So it wasn't even that close. UVA, I think, is just a much better team. Give me the Cavaliers minus 3.5. That line's starting to move. Most books have moved to minus 4, minus 4.5. So jump on that quick before it keeps moving. So I'm taking the Cavaliers minus 3.5.
Cavaliers at minus 3.5 as we come back here. So that is it for our picks. Join us. We will not be live next week in college football, to my understanding, unless we're talking. I think or are we talking about playoffs? I think we are talking about playoffs. Hold on, let me ask the wise man right here. Are you? I think we're on next week to talk about not only the Army-Navy game.
Army-Navy game we got to talk about.
Yes,
sure.
But
Army-Navy game for sure. I think that's the only game next week, though. So
that is the only game. However, we will be talking about bowls, previews of the bowls, and of course the playoffs. So we will be live next week. Holy cow!
Yeah, because I think the first college playoff game is not until the 19th, which is the following week.
Right.
Army-Navy is usually a standalone game. I don't think they usually put anything up against them.
Right.
I don't think they should. I mean, that's a huge rivalry game. Means much more than college football. Those guys are going to go fight for our country and stuff after they graduate.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Love those guys.
Go Navy, by the way.
Really? I've always been an Army guy. I not about football. I'm just saying, I told people this, that if I ever got drafted, I mean, obviously not now, but back in the day, if you could pick, I mean, obviously you would have to enlist, but if you could just, hey, I get drafted. Okay. Hey, if I could pick an armed service, I'd pick Army. I would. Sorry. Nothing against Navy. I got nothing against the Marines, Air Force, none of that stuff. My brother was a Marine. So I got nothing against anybody. For me, I'd be an Army guy.
I have a lot of Marines in my family. I am not in the military. I was not in the military. I don't want any stolen valor or anything like that. But like my grandfather was a Marine. I have tons of Marines in my family. My brother is actually in the Navy right now.
Nice.
Marines back in the day were a department of the Navy. If you guys didn't know that, now they're an independent thing. So the Navy and Marines kind of go together. All your Marines usually root for Navy when they go against the Army. So, and when you go to the Naval Academy, you can, after you graduate, you can join. You can pick if you want to go to Navy or go into the Navy or the Marines.
Right.
And so the Marines don't have their own academy like Air Force and Army do, and Navy. Right. So all your Marines usually root for Navy, and that's why. So it's in my blood down there. So go Navy, and it's local. They're local to us. Like Annapolis is not too terribly far from here.
There you go. All right, so that's going
to. We have good crab cakes in Annapolis.
Oh, that's true. They do. Jumbo lump crab cakes. That's it for us for this week in NCAA football college championship week. So we are doing a contest here. Shano, we're going 2. It's got to be a 2-leg parlay, and if it hits, we will send you some merchandise, courtesy of Just Win Bets Baby. You can see Shano's wearing the one hat there. I'll wear the other, the white one. So those, of course, they're nice, and we'll get a little sneak preview. Those are the new era hats. I think the wise man, of course, should be there tomorrow there, my friend. I don't know if he's still on with us or not. But it comes in dark gray, it comes in light gray. We will be live at Glory Days tomorrow in Burke, Virginia for UFC 323. We're going to sign off here. We will be back in about 15 minutes and to talk about some UFC. Looking forward to that, channel. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, our UFC picks have been dominating. We've been killing it in UFC lately. So stick around. We'll be back here. Let's take a little break and go to the bathroom and catch our breath, get something to drink, and then we'll be back on
Yeah.
giving away our UFC picks and stuff. So, but yeah, the last couple UFC pay-per-views, we've had some big payouts.
Huge. And of course, we'll have an announcement. It is official. Bruce Buffer will be doing an intro for us for next year. So no more pay-per-view, but of course, our friend Bruce Buffer does need to make a little money on the side. So, we appreciate that he's going to be doing that for us. But as we expand our coverage for UFC 323, we will be back, and we'll be back in about 15 minutes. Grab something to eat, use the facilities, and we will